The UFC middleweight division is completely stacked from top to bottom, and with the right matchmaking, it has the potential to become one of the most exciting divisions in the UFC today. And that's what we're here to discuss. Now, two very important things to keep in mind before we begin. I have not included Robert Whittaker or Paulo Costa in the matchmaking list. Paulo Costa already has a matchup at light heavyweight scheduled against Azamat Murzakanov, and Whittaker too has confirmed that he is also moving up to light heavyweight. And number two, scheduling is everything. I have made these matchups keeping in mind the schedules of these fighters because some matchups just can't be made if two fighters are not on similar schedules. Now, with that in mind, let's start with match number one. Drakus Duplessis versus Nasruddin Imavov. We all know that it should have been Imavov fighting Khamzat for the title instead of Strickland. Strickland is not deserving. He's on a one fight win streak. And I just want to tell you all something really interesting. Chimaev currently has two ranked wins in the middleweight division. Drakus has three. Strickland has four. And this guy, Imavov, has beaten five ranked opponents back to back. These include Adesanya, Cannonier, Allen, Bohalio, and Dolidze. It's a complete disgrace that he's not getting the title shot. But I mean, instead of that, if that is the thing, if we get this matchup, it's not bad. It's an amazing matchup between two middleweights in their prime. Drakus, the former champion, is 32. Imavov is 30, and this is gonna be a banger. Now, Sean Strickland versus Izzy. I think Strickland is gonna lose the matchup to Khamzat Chimaev that's coming up, and I think Izzy's gonna win his upcoming matchup against Joe Pyfer, and that clears the decks for this rematch. It's gonna be a huge rematch. I think they'll probably do it in. They could actually do it in New Zealand or something. It'll be good. It might serve as a retirement match for Izzy, and it's a huge matchup. And I think it's gonna happen. I think the UFC will do this matchup. The Paramount era is the era where they are going to make these big matchups, and we have this in store, hopefully. Now, matchup number three, Caio Borralho versus Brendan Allen. And this one I'm talking about with them completely shitting the bed with the matchmaking by giving Strickland the title shot. Had Strickland not gotten the title shot, Allen would have been facing Drakus Duplessis, and Imavov would have been facing Chimaev, and the synergy of the division would be intact. But we are getting, I think we are going to get this matchup uh, once Allen disposes of Edmund Shabazian. Caio Borralho did not look good in his last matchup, but he's still ranked pretty highly in the division. Let's look at how highly he's ranked. He's number 5, and I think this is going to be a step in the right direction for Allen once he disposes of Edmund Shabazian. And he's probably going to be one win away from the title shot. That's probably because he's already lost to some big names like Strickland, Hernandez, Imavov. So yeah, I hope this matchup happens. It's a good matchup, young fighters. We'll see what happens. Matchup number 4, Anthony Hernandez versus Gregory Rodriguez. Now, Hernandez just lost to Strickland via TKO, and Gregory Rodriguez is coming off 2 vicious knockouts. It's going to be a really interesting test for Gregory Rodriguez. Can he keep up with the pressure fighter? The last time we saw him against a very experienced vet like Cannonier who put the pressure on him, he really broke in that fight. So it's going to be a really good challenge to see if Gregory Rodriguez has made the adjustments required to fight a pressure fighter like Hernandez. I think Hernandez is going to be on a mission in this fight. If he loses this fight, he's probably not going to be in title contention for at least 2 to 3 years, considering how inactive the champion is. So yeah, I think this matchup, they should be making it by July, August latest, so that it gives these two some scope to have another fight by the end of this year. When the champion of the division is so inactive, I believe that the contenders should make it a point to fight at least twice or thrice a year if they are not suffering from any injuries, to stake their claim at the title shot, because title shots will be really hard to come by. They may do some interim titles or not if they haven't done one this time when Khamzat was out for 10 months. I don't see why they're going to do it now. Uh, they really favor some people in the UFC. I think Khamzat is one of the most favored people in the UFC. He pretty much ruined an entire event and they just let him off with a slap on the wrist and gave him preferential treatment. What can you do? Now, I think Joe Pyfer is going to lose to Izzy on March 29th, and his next logical opponent will be Rainier Derrida. Now, RDR also lost to Buhalio via decision on March 8th, which was UFC 318, Holloway versus Poirier 3. And it was an abysmal looking performance by him. And yeah, he also lost his fight prior to that to Brenton Allen, and yeah, he pretty much gave up on the stool in that fight. This will be a big test for him to see if he can keep up with these fighters in the middleweight division. If Pfeiffer beats Izzy, I think they can also do Izzy versus RDR. That's also a big matchup, though Izzy might just retire if he loses to Pfeiffer via domination or if he gets knocked out or something. I think Izzy has enough money in the bank where if he loses that fight to Pfeiffer dominantly, I think he's going to retire. We'll see what happens. Jared Cannonier versus Christian Leroy Duncan, I think, is the obvious matchup to make. Cannonier is so freaking old. He's 42, but he's still looking really good in his fights. He beat MVP in the last round of. He won the third round against MVP in their fight, though he lost the first two rounds pretty easily, got dropped on his ass. And CLD did not look good in his last fight against Roman Dolidze. His grappling is really questionable, and I think this is going to be the right test for him at this point in his career. I don't think CLD will be top level, but hey, you got to move these guys up the division, and I think Jared Cannonier is the right matchup for him at this point. And last but not the least, Roman Dolidze versus Shara Magomedov. Shara has a fight scheduled against Michel Pereira on June 27th. I think he's going to win that fight pretty easily. Roman Dolidze is probably the second worst ranked fighter in the UFC, apart from Michael Chandler. Oh no, wait, yeah, Michael Chandler and Yair Rodriguez and Roman Dolidze are probably the three worst ranked fighters in the UFC right now. I don't know what he was doing in his last fight. He was just taking a small ass punch and then rolling to the ground. How did Anthony Smith lose to this guy? The hell is wrong with him? I have no idea. How has this guy beaten anybody in the UFC is beyond me. And I think Shara Magomedov is going to beat Michel Pereira and then beat Roman Dolidze. And that's going to put him in the rankings. And he's going to be looking to big things. He's also a young fighter. He's 31 years old. And he has 5 wins in the UFC already. And he's lost one fight to MVP. And this is going to be the next logical matchup for him, I feel, if he beats Michel Pereira. So these are the matchups that I would love to see in the UFC middleweight division. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.